Hey everyone, G here. Welcome back to the channel. There are 9 crops that we grow every single season. These are the workhorses of our garden, delivering flavor, yield, and satisfaction. Let's dive into why each of these 9 made the cut. Get your notebooks ready. Let's get growing. First up on our must-grow list is squash, and specifically I want to talk about a variety that has completely won us over, the center-cut squash from Row 7 Seeds. Now, squash in general is a fantastic producer, giving you a lot of food for your space, but not all squash varieties are created equal. The center cut, however, is in a league of its own, and it's become a true staple for us. What makes the center cut so special? Well, for starters, it's incredibly productive. We get a steady, reliable harvest from these plants throughout their growing season. But the real standout feature is its texture and density. Unlike some summer squashes that can be quite watery and a bit bland, the center cut is dense, almost meaty, and it holds its structure beautifully when cooked. The flavor is also richer and more concentrated. Beyond its culinary excellence, the center cut squash plays another fascinating role in our garden. Its large, broad leaves provide excellent ground cover, shading the soil, keeping it cooler and moister, and protecting more sensitive plants. So, for its incredible productivity, superior texture, and utility as a protective cover, the center-cut squash is an absolute must-grow. Alright, next up, a crop that's practically synonymous with summer gardening tomatoes. If I had to pick one tomato to grow forever, it would be the Cherokee Purple. This heirloom is legendary for its flavor and appearance. Its dusky rose skin and deep reddish-purple flesh are stunning. The flavor is rich, complex, and perfectly balanced. Start seeds indoors, transplant after frost, and provide sturdy support. Cherokee Purple will make you fall in love with gardening all over again. Moving on to leafy greens and a variety of kale that is both stunningly beautiful and incredibly practical, dazzling blue kale. Kale in general is a nutritional powerhouse and a wonderfully resilient plant, but dazzling blue brings a little something extra to the garden. The leaves are a gorgeous flat blue-green hue, almost silvery, and they have this striking purple midrib that runs through the center of each leaf. One of the unexpected benefits of dazzling blue's unique coloration and flat leaf structure is how easy it makes spotting pests, particularly aphids. We typically start our dazzling blue kale seeds indoors a few weeks before the last frost for an early summer harvest, or direct sow in midsummer for a fall and winter crop. Kale is quite cold hardy, in fact its flavor often improves after a light frost. In the kitchen, dazzling blue kale is incredibly versatile. The leaves are more tender than some of the curly varieties, making them great for fresh salads, especially if you massage them with a bit of olive oil and lemon juice. So for its visual appeal, its practical advantage in pest spotting, its hardiness, and its delicious versatile leaves, dazzling blue kale has earned a permanent spot in our garden. Next on our list is an absolute non-negotiable staple in both our garden and our kitchen: garlic. I honestly can't imagine cooking without it, and growing our own has taken our appreciation for this pungent allium to a whole new level. There's something incredibly satisfying about planting tiny cloves in the fall and harvesting beautiful plump bulbs the following summer. The difference between homegrown garlic and the stuff you often find in supermarkets is night and day. Homegrown garlic, especially when you explore different varieties like hardnecks and softnecks, offers a complexity of flavor from fiery and pungent to mild and nutty that you just don't get from generic store-bought bulbs. One of the best things about garlic is its incredible storage capability. Once properly cured, garlic can last for many months. In terms of culinary use, garlic is the backbone of so many cuisines around the world. Figuring out how to grow garlic successfully might seem a bit daunting at first, but it's actually quite straightforward once you understand its needs. If you're not growing your own garlic yet, I urge you to give it a try. It's one of the most rewarding crops you can cultivate. Let's talk peppers. Meet the biquinho pepper, also known as little beak for its unique shape. These small, teardrop-shaped peppers are a delightful addition to the garden and the kitchen. Known as chupetinho in Brazil, they come in red and yellow varieties. Mildly spicy with a fruity, tangy flavor, they're perfect for snacking and cooking. Great for hot sauce, pickling, and adding to various dishes. Biquinho peppers are a must-grow for their flavor and versatility. Next up, let's talk about beans, specifically pole beans. While bush beans are great, there's something truly special about growing pole beans. They make excellent use of vertical space, are often more productive over a longer period, and some varieties are just stunningly beautiful. Two varieties that have become absolute favorites in our garden are Triumphal Violetto and Gold Marie. Triumphal Violetto is a gorgeous Italian heirloom pole bean that produces long, slender, deep purple pods. The color is just incredible, a rich, vibrant violet that really stands out against the green foliage. What's fascinating is that when you cook them, they magically turn green. The flavor is excellent, tender, stringless when picked young, and with that classic satisfying bean taste. Then there's Gold Marie, another fantastic pole bean variety, this one producing beautiful, long, flat, golden yellow pods. The contrast between the purple Triumphal Violetto and the yellow Gold Marie growing side by side is just a visual feast in the garden. Easy to grow, beautiful, productive, and soil improving. What's not to love? Let's dig into our next must-grow crop potatoes. There's a unique satisfaction that comes from unearthing a bounty of fresh potatoes from your own garden. They are calorically dense, incredibly versatile in the kitchen, and surprisingly easy to grow, making them a fantastic crop for gardeners of all levels. Plus, the flavor of a freshly dug potato is something you just can't replicate with store-bought ones that have been sitting in storage for who knows how long. While there are countless potato varieties out there, russets for baking, Yukon Golds for mashing, fingerlings for roasting, the fundamental process of growing them is quite similar and wonderfully straightforward. We usually start with certified seed potatoes, which are potatoes specifically grown to be disease-free for planting. You can plant them whole if they're small, or cut larger ones into pieces, ensuring each piece has at least 1 or 2 eyes or buds. There are various methods for growing potatoes, from traditional hilling in rows to growing them in containers, grow bags, or even using the straw mulch method. The key is to provide them with loose, well-drained soil and to hill them up as they grow. Harvesting potatoes is like a treasure hunt. Once the plants start to yellow and die back, it's a sign that the tubers are ready. Potatoes are just such a rewarding crop. They provide a substantial amount of food, store well for winter use, and are relatively low maintenance during the growing season. No garden, in my opinion, is complete without a dedicated herb section, or at least a generous scattering of herbs throughout. Fresh herbs are the secret weapon of any good cook, capable of transforming a simple dish into something extraordinary with just a few snips. We grow a wide variety, but I want to highlight a few that are absolute essentials for us, bringing unique flavors and aromas that we simply can't do without. First, let's talk about pineapple sage. This isn't just any sage. Its leaves have an incredible true pineapple fragrance, especially when crushed. It also produces stunning, vibrant red tubular flowers in late summer and fall that are a magnet for hummingbirds. Then there's French tarragon. This is the true tarragon, with a distinctive anise-like flavor that is essential for classic French cuisine. Of course, we have the workhorse herbs like chives and thyme. Chives, with their mild oniony flavor, are perfect sprinkled over eggs, potatoes, or salads. Thyme, with its earthy, slightly floral notes, is a staple in Mediterranean cooking and pairs wonderfully with roasted meats, vegetables, and in soups and stews. A personal favorite of mine that might be less common is summer savory. This annual herb has a peppery, slightly pungent flavor that reminds me a bit of a cross between thyme and mint. Growing a variety of herbs means you always have fresh flavors at your fingertips. Most herbs are relatively easy to grow, many thriving in containers if space is limited. Our final must-grow crop, but certainly not the least, is the delightful cherry tomato. Even if you're growing larger slicing or paste tomatoes, I firmly believe every garden needs at least 1 or 2 cherry tomato plants. They are prolific, easy to manage, and offer an explosion of sweet, concentrated flavor that's perfect for snacking, salads, or quick kitchen creations. We have a couple of varieties that are perennial favorites: black cherry and chocolate cherry. Black cherry tomatoes are an open-pollinated variety that produces clusters of beautiful 1-inch deep mahogany purple to almost black fruits. Their flavor is exceptional, incredibly sweet, rich, and with a complex, almost smoky undertone that sets them apart from standard red cherry tomatoes. Similarly, chocolate cherry tomatoes are another dark-skinned beauty, though they tend to be a bit more reddish-brown, like milk chocolate. One of the great things about cherry tomatoes, including these darker varieties, is their relative ease of management compared to some of the larger beefsteak types. Another fantastic advantage of cherry tomatoes is their ability to ripen indoors if you pick them just as they're starting to show color. Whether you're popping them in your mouth straight from the vine like candy, tossing them into salads for a burst of sweetness and color, or roasting them to concentrate their flavors further, black cherry and chocolate cherry tomatoes are absolute winners. 9 essential crops for every garden: center-cut squash, Cherokee purple tomatoes, dazzling blue kale, garlic, pequeño peppers, whole beans, potatoes, herbs, black cherry and chocolate cherry tomatoes. A solid foundation for a flavorful garden. Bonus: calendula, a cheerful, sun-loving flower, beautiful and useful in the garden and kitchen. Good luck and keep growing. Like, share and subscribe for updates.